While connecting with your energy, Capricorn, I got a sense of focus, of discipline, of putting a lot of energy towards a goal or some kind of project, something that's very important to you. And I really feel like this is either an energy you are embodying right now or some kind of advice that is being given to you. And as I was tuning in, I actually saw the word focus in big, bold letters. And it actually did remind me of a motivational poster that I feel like I need to read to all of you. But it was literally like this big, bold text here. So I'm just going to read this straight to you. I'm going to trust that this is the message for those of you who are meant to hear it. This is your assignment. Feel all the things. Feel the hard things. Feel the inexplicable things. The things that make you disavow humanity's capacity for redemption. Feel all the maddening paradoxes. Feel overwhelmed, crazy, feel uncertain, feel angry, feel afraid, feel powerless, feel frozen. And then focus. Pick up your pen. Pick up your paintbrush. Pick up your damn chin. Put your calloused hands on the turntables, in the clay, on the strings. Get behind the camera. Look for that pinprick of light. Look for the truth. Yes, it is a thing. It still exists. Focus on that light. Enlarge it. Reveal the fierce urgency of now. Reveal how shattered we are, how capable of being repaired. But don't lament the break. Nothing in the world would be built if things were never broken. A wise man once said, "There's a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. Get after that light. This is your assignment." And so for a lot of you, this is about moving with conviction. It's about feeling all the emotions that are coming up for you. And actually, the animal card that I got for you at this time was perfect. I pulled the horse. And this is all about endurance. This is all about moving towards something in a very steady and powerful way. For many of you, this is a sign of building abundance, of building your future, of going into a new direction, and needing to have willpower. For some of you, this is about needing to meditate, to work out, to really take seriously your need to take care of yourself. Make that a priority as you are focusing your energy towards something, because if you're not doing that now, it feels like you're going to be doing this very, very soon. So get on your A game, Capricorn. It feels like something very exciting, very promising is ahead of you. So keep that focus. Keep your vision forward. I am going to pull some tarot cards for you, but first I do feel like I need to do a little bit of housekeeping. It's actually been some time since I've been on camera, and I apologize for that. As some of you may be able to tell, I actually did move, and I also did rebrand as well over the past month, so that eclipse in Virgo got me pretty good. I've gone through a lot of transition during this time, so I'm now going by the name Micah. I use they, them pronouns. And I have just kind of been in a lot of flux here. So I appreciate any patience and understanding you have for me, as there may be some weird audio things or anything that's coming up with the camera. I am still figuring out my workspace for the time being. So bear with me. I do appreciate your understanding there. I am also running a sale on my website. You can get 34% off using the code ECLIPSE on any astrology chart reading. So if you are really curious how this eclipse affected you and you want to really dive deep into what is in the stars for you, now is a great time to do that. Originally, the sale was just going to go through the end of September, but since I've kind of been slow to get back onto YouTube here, I will be extending it until October 14th. So snag that while you can. You can find the link for my website in the description of this video, as well as links for all of my other official social media accounts. Now, I really do want to pull some cards for you, Capricorn, and I also want to thank all of you who support this channel with your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. If you've been following around for some time and haven't done so already, I really encourage you to hit that bell notification as well as that subscribe button. That way you can always stay up to date with what's in the cards for you. And my goodness, we already had a bunch of cards fall out. So in the past, the energy feels really chaotic, actually, with the Five of Wands. And maybe this is why you need to focus. Maybe there was some kind of conflict or just people not working together or collaborating very well. Or maybe it was just like a lot of things happening at once. What's interesting to me is that I am sort of interpreting this card in a little bit of a different way. Kind of inspired by another reader's interpretation of this recently, where it's not necessarily you against a bunch of people. It almost feels like there's teams. Maybe you're collaborating and like struggling with other people together. That could be a way that this is manifesting for some of you. Okay. It feels like things have just been happening at very high speed, or it's just been very disruptive, which makes sense because we are in the wake of 2 eclipses, which really can bring up some disruptions in our day-to-day lives. And now it feels like there is a time to focus, to rest with the Four of Swords here. I actually got the exact number of cards I wanted to pull, so that's kind of interesting. The Four of Swords really does represent waiting, rejuvenating, resting, contemplating. I really do get meditation with this card, though. And it's interesting because I look at this card and some people see a really ominous image, like this lamb that is about to be slaughtered, but I don't really read it that way at all. Because this lamb has its third eye open. It knows something is coming, and it almost feels like it's in the exact position to avoid these swords that are going to come down around it. And so it does give me the sense like of being in the right place at the right time and knowing when to rest. Knowing when to recuperate your energy, especially if you have been kind of spread thin here with this Five of Wands, because I do kind of feel like your own energy has been sort of scattered, and now there is this focusing that's going on. Some of you might even be feeling a little bit stuck, or like your work or effort isn't really moving you forward right now, but this feels more like a perspective. I don't think this is necessarily the reality, because when we see the Eight of Swords, especially this image, we see this butterfly that has already undergone its transformation. It hasn't spread its wings yet, so maybe it doesn't know that it is now a butterfly, that it can fly away from this situation, but it does feel like you are more capable than you realize. And I think that's also kind of the thing with focus right now. Like, feel the feelings that are coming up for you. Don't ignore them. Don't spiritually bypass. Don't use like psychological terms to kind of gloss over or dissociate with what you're feeling. It's important that you feel what you're feeling. But it's also important to then take that and channel it into something and to find a sense of direction here. Because I do actually see the Six of Swords coming in as the change or challenge, moving forward, getting out of these stormy waters and coming into something calmer, more serene. So even though for some of you it feels like there is a moment to catch your breath, there is some work ahead of you still. But the beautiful thing is that we do have the Wheel of Fortune in the future, which is about luck, change, fate. There might be some things that are even a little bit out of your hands right now. So this might be sort of a discernment of what is in your control at this time. I do feel like there's something very favorable around the corner, especially if you continue to go on the path you're on. But it does require discipline. It does require work. There is a little more ways to go, but you're nearly there, Capricorn. You are nearly there. And it feels like there is a new cycle, a new chapter with this wheel as well. What is this Wheel of Fortune about for Capricorn? I knew it. I literally was going to say it's whatever you've been working on. It's the Seven of Pentacles. Whatever it is that you've been focusing on, working on, even if it doesn't feel like there's been any progress, or even if it feels like you're just not getting anywhere, there's been delays or setbacks, you're actually a lot closer than you realize, Capricorn. You are so close. I really, really feel that for you. And it's now a final push. And I'm also feeling like for a lot of you, there is something about self-care, taking care of yourself. That feels really significant to me as well. Anything else for Capricorn? What else do we have for Capricorn? Any messages or advice? We do have the Ace of Swords here. Or I'm sorry, the Ace of Cups. There is some emotional new beginning, some sense of renewal here. Maybe there's even a new relationship or a reconnection that's happening amidst all of this right now too. Because even though this is very willful, the energy I'm picking up on, it's important that you remember your heart, that you feel all the feelings. You feel the despair, but you feel the joy. Literally putting your heart into something and leading with your heart, living with your heart. I'm actually curious if there's anything going on in relationships for you or the people around you. Anything we should be aware of here for Capricorn? We do have the Six of Wands. And honestly, clarifying this with the King of Pentacles, I feel like there's just a lot of focus on working towards something, on success, achievement. You are nearly there. Maybe you are working with someone, or you're being supported by someone, or encouraged by someone. Could be an earth sign, especially Taurus. Could also be Virgo or a fellow Capricorn. Maybe you're being recognized with another person. That could potentially be an energy here as well. Yeah, there's just a lot of moving parts. There is a juggling that needs to happen here. Even though there is a lot of focus on your goals and dreams, don't completely lose touch with the people who are important with you. That's part of this juggling act right now with the Two of Pentacles, but you are capable of it. But you do really need that focus right now. There's not a whole lot of wiggle room for you to kind of mess around, or there's not a lot of extra time. You're going to need to use your time and energy and focus wisely. But I do feel like with the Two of Pentacles, you are capable of managing these different things right now as it comes to relationships. And maybe just needing to be communicative. This is what's going on in my life. This is what I need to focus on. That might be something here too. Bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Cups. Again, very connected to the heart, kind of reminding me of this Ace of Cups. But some of you are reconnecting with romance or connecting with someone new. And there's like an intensity there, but it feels actually kind of good. Interesting. Maybe some of you are connecting with a Pisces, or Cancer or Scorpio. I feel like this is about seeking out relationships that are supportive towards your goals, but also like allowing yourself to stay connected even as things are on the move. Maybe you're traveling a lot. Maybe you're going somewhere. That could actually make sense with the eclipse that we just had. Maybe there is some sort of study abroad or some kind of big trip. or just like going more places that could be happening for you for the next 6 months, because that's how long these eclipses can sort of impact us. But whatever is moving in your life, I feel like there's still an ability to stay connected, or that is an important thing to prioritize as well. Anything else? Anything else for Capricorn? Page of Swords, learning as you're going. Things are still happening pretty quickly, but I do feel like you're going to find some sort of success or recognition. There is definitely growth ahead of you. And right now, this is just like, honestly, sometimes the Page of Swords is like teacher's pet, but in like sort of a competitive way, like always needing to prove itself. But I'm not necessarily getting this in so much of a negative context for this reading. It feels more like really leaning on your wits, your intellect, your gifts. You have what it takes. Even if you don't feel like you do, which I think a lot of you are struggling with this Eight of Swords. And also as it comes to relationships, like if you're feeling stuck or disconnected from somebody, with this Eight of Swords and some of these other cards that are coming out, Ace of Cups, Knight of Cups, say something about it. Speak up. Make that effort. Show up. It's important that you're kind of taking initiative in your life right now, Capricorn. And I think those are all the messages I have for you at this time. I do hope that this, excuse me, of course, it wouldn't be a throat message or a communication message without throat stuff. Anyways, Capricorn, as I was saying, these are all the messages I have for you at this time. I do hope that this was helpful. Definitely be sure to hit like and subscribe. And again, you can get 34% off astrology chart readings using the code ECLIPSE. You can get that through October 14th. I'd love to hear from you in the comments what it is that you're working on, maybe even claiming that goal for yourself, setting that intention. And until the next video, I'm sending lots of love and blessings your way. Take care.